On today's show, we're going to be talking about the scary truth for the Baltimore Ravens in the midst of their quest to win a Super Bowl, okay? I got a lot to talk about in this show. Before I get into any of it, I got to bring attention to our January sub-battle with our Steelers Talk channel. Very close, okay? You're only down 8 right now, 1,578 to 1,570. First off, I want to thank you for how awesome of a month it's been. Fantastic number just halfway through the month. But hey, we still got work to do. We're down 8. Help us pass them and help us pass them and then some, okay? So if you haven't already, hit that sub button if you hate the Steelers and if you love the Ravens. The scary truth, what is it? Well, it's that this offense is absolutely peaking right now, okay? And it's not necessarily that fact, but it's how they've been doing it. But my take on this offense, okay, is we've seen the ebbs and flows of it all year long, okay? We've seen the ebbs and flows of the team. We've seen the ebbs and flows of the offense, okay? From games where you feel like you couldn't score in the entirety of the second half, like against the Las Vegas Raiders, okay, to games where you're putting up 40 at ease. But one thing is, though, through all of that, here's where we sit at the end of it, and it feels like Todd Monken has figured it out, okay? Specifically with the read option, okay? And I know that you guys know what the read option is, but I put this up here just to give a visual to the people who don't, okay? Basically, read option, you got a running back, you got a quarterback, ball is snapped, defensive end is let through the line, quarterback gets to read the defensive end, and he has the option to either hand it off to the running back if the defensive end isn't biting, but if he's biting, he can take it and run it. Basically, it's the perfect play designed for Lamar Jackson and for Derrick Henry. You saw it a lot last Saturday against Pittsburgh. I think you're going to see it a lot this upcoming Sunday against Buffalo, and we'll break down the film in just a little bit, okay? But what say you? Is this offense in peak form right now? Because what I saw Saturday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers with no Zay Flowers, relying solely on this run game, 299 yards against Pittsburgh, I think that they are. If you think yes, give me a Y down below. If you think in, give me a no. You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. When that time comes, don't worry about it. Scroll down to the comment section, find this pinned comment, and reply with yes or no. So did you know that the Ravens averaged 2.7 yards per carry on read options this year? Okay? The average run play in the NFL this year was 1.4 yards per carry. Okay? So 2.7 yards per carry when they run the read option. Guys, that's phenomenal. And again, we saw it on Saturday. We saw it a lot, and here's why it works. Okay? You see Pittsburgh right here. And you see where all the eyes and the entire room are. They're on Lamar Jackson, okay? They're on Lamar. Guess who gets the ball there? Derrick Henry, okay? Gain of 8. Then this next play. This is why it's so unstoppable. Even Justice Hill in there. TJ Watt, linebacker, eyes. They're biting all on Justice Hill. What does Lamar do? Keeps it, runs outside. I believe that one's a gain of 12. Okay, this next play, again, you see TJ Watt absolutely biting on this one. What does Lamar do? He tucks it, he runs. Next play, same thing. You see the eyes, they're only on Justice Hill. You see the defensive end right there, biting as hard as he can. Lamar Jackson keeps it, he tucks it, he runs. And that's what makes Lamar Jackson so special, ladies and gentlemen, because he's been running the read option, I'd bet, probably since he was in high school. He's been running it the entire time he's been in Baltimore. He ran it when he was at Louisville and won the Heisman. But it just feels like every year he gets better with it. Every year he gets smarter with it. And the read option is a big reason that you were able to do this. 50 rush attempts for 299 yards, 6 yards per carry. It is so lethal because teams have to decide every snap, do I want to take away Derrick Henry or do I want to take away Lamar? Because that defensive end bites, even if it's freaking TJ Watt, if he bites, Lamar's going to keep it and he's going to run. And he's going to bite you. He's going to hurt you. But if they say, you know what? Lamar's not going to beat us. Let's just stand our ground. Then you just give it to Derrick Henry, who's rushed for over 130 yards in the past 4 games, okay? It was so obvious that the plan going into Pittsburgh's game was to just run the football, okay? They had their best drive of the season. It was, I think, the 3rd or 4th drive of the game. We're going to go play by play, okay? Play 1, 1-yard run, the Baltimore 16. Play 2, Lamar, 8-yard run. Play 3, Mark Andrews, tush push, 3 yards. Play 4, Henry, 8 yards. Play 5, Jackson, 1 yard. Play 6, Henry 3, then Henry 2, then Jackson 2 straight scrambles, 1 for 20 yards, 1 for 2 yards. Play 10, Jackson 9-yard run, and then you just ended the thing with Derrick Henry. 3 yards, 17 yards, 8 yards. All doing what? Bet you can guess it. Handing off the football. You know what this is called? It's called imposing your will. It's called doing whatever the hell you want on a football field against a team full of grown men. Against a team coached by one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. You just put 300 on them. You just did a 13-play drive, 85 yards, ended in a touchdown. You didn't need to throw the football one time. You ran the ball the entire time. You could have announced, hey, we're going to run the read option here. Hey, we're going to hand it off to Derrick Henry. They would not have been able to stop it. I can promise you. Because this team imposed their will. They were more physical. They were more prepared. Flat out, they just had better players. Okay? So coming up, can this continue against Buffalo? Because it's great it worked against Pittsburgh, but that game's yesterday. That game is in the rearview mirror. We got a game coming up against a really good opponent. Can it work against them? Speaking of that game against Buffalo, if you guys want to see that game, make sure to use our friends over at Game Time. The new year brings so many great things, right? Friends, food, celebration, but most importantly, it brings the NFL playoffs. And there's nothing that could quite compare to the rush and excitement you feel watching your team win a playoff game, either at home or on the road. And if you want to have that memory for the rest of your life, that is exactly where Game Time can help out. Game Time has an awesome new feature. It's called Game Time Picks. That makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so that you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. The tool highlights the best deals, including great and amazing deals, which are the highest value seats at the time. For some events, Game Time Picks also identifies a super deal, which is the best seat value in the venue. And guys, I can promise you, you do not want to miss Sunday night's game against the Buffalo Bills. Okay, I know it's going to be cold. I know it's going to be freezing, but this is a chance. This is a memory. This is a time you will never forget. So take advantage of it. And if you do that, use our friends at Game Time. Use code ChatSports, get $20 off. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. So let's hear what Eric Turner of Cover One had to say about this week's matchup. Now, Cover One is a podcast that is basically all Buffalo Bills. It's like if Ravens Rundown was turned into the podcast, okay? So he said Ravens zone read concepts against the Bills, 2018 to present. 44 attempts, 4.2 yards per rush, 6th best, 2 touchdowns, 1.61 yards per contact per rush, 4th best, 9 missed tackles, 23rd. That's great for Buffalo. And the rankings are among all those from 2018 to present, playoffs included. Okay? So what Eric Turner is saying there is, historically, since Lamar's been running the point, Buffalo's been pretty good against the read option, against the zone read, against Baltimore. Okay? And let's look how they defended it the last time these two teams played a playoff game. Okay? I know this is a really long time ago, but in this play specifically, they did a really good job. You could see 93 right there. He's made the decision. I'm just going to sit. I'm not going to let Lamar hurt me. And if you look at the linebacker, 52, I should have circled him. I didn't. He's at the bottom of that Buffalo. You can see his eyes on the quarterback as well. He's trying to keep his leverage because he's got to go to the sideline to make sure he keeps contained. Well, Lamar keeps it. You can see he gets swallowed up in the backfield, and you can see that linebacker has created a little bit of contain on that outside. So when you look at it just like this, you say, okay, they busted it, right? That's just like good on them. They know how to defend it. This might be scary. But also, if you go back a little bit, look at this hole, okay? I honestly, guys, I just think this is a misread by Lamar. And this is what, 3-4 years ago at this point? I don't know how many of those misreads he makes anymore. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's 100 for 100 in terms of the read option. But guys, I just haven't seen him do that much this year. Okay, so hopefully that's just a one-off. And when you played them in week 4, you had guys bite. You could see Von Miller right there. He's biting on Justice Hill. So what happens? Lamar keeps it. And you see both the cornerback and both Von Miller right there, their eyes only on Justice Hill. What does that lead to? Oh, just a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Okay? So you've seen in years past they're good at it. You're seeing this year that they have struggled with it, right? It's not going to just be a one-size-fits-all thing, okay? It's not going to be either they're good at defending it or bad at defending it because that ebbs and flows. That changes. What won't change, though, is this weather. It's going to be cold. You're going to need to pound the rock. You're going to need to run the football, and that's what makes this so scary, in my opinion, for Buffalo. This is the scary truth about the Baltimore Ravens in this playoff race. Because when they have to, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, if they need to run it 1,000 times in a game, they can do so. And they did it last week, and I'm sure they'll do it this week, okay? Now, to add to this, just a little bit of a point, I've talked a lot about their success against Buffalo in week 4. They did kind of have a lot of guys not play, okay? Taron Johnson, Terrell Bernard, and Matt Milano. 3 guys that are great tacklers, 3 guys that are great pieces to that defense, 3 guys that are leaders to that defense. Did not play in week 4. That definitely helped you. Definitely helped Derrick Henry get to 199 yards rushing. Definitely helped Derrick Henry break off that 87-yard touchdown run the first play from scrimmage. But still, this offense, in my opinion, since week 4 has gotten a lot better. Okay? You've just gotten more solid run blocking. You've gotten better play calling, in my opinion. Derrick Henry's fresh. Okay? So it won't be as easy as week 4, but I still think it's possible. I still think it's possible, very possible, to take advantage of this or this Buffalo Bills defense and run the ball down their throats and do it time and time again with that read option, okay? I'm setting the over-under. It's high. I know it. But you got to take into account what team this is. You got to take into account the weather. 199.5 rush yards against the Bills. Play Vegas with me. Type O for over. Type U for under. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. This has been the Ravens Rundown. Really appreciate you guys being here. The playoff coverage is only going up, and I cannot be more happy about it. We'll be live for Sunday's game. We were live on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. To not miss a live ever again, make sure you guys hit that sub button.